Chris, could you fill us in on the China project? And I'm particularly interested to hear about how labor-intensive it is to harvest these herbs. I mean, that's quite a picture that.
Sure. I recently conducted a kind of a pan-China survey of some important medicinal plants. Rhodiola rosea, goji berry, schizandra, and eleuthero, which used to be known as Siberian ginseng.
That's right.
And I was in some spectacularly remote areas. In fact, the Tian Shan mountain range, which is west of Mongolia, right up against Kazakhstan, was like breathtakingly beautiful. I mean, spectacular. And that's where primarily Uyghur people who are sort of descendant of the Turks harvest Rhodiola rosea, which I think is one of the most beneficial of all the natural medicines that we have available to us. But speaking specifically to the difficulty of this work, anybody who has worked in agriculture, whether they've picked apples or strawberries or planted cotton or broccoli or you name it, knows agricultural work is very, very hard. When people are working with medicinal plants, when they're either harvesting them in the wild or they're cultivating them and then harvesting them, you know, not in the wild, it is extremely labor intensive.
Yes.
And I'm one of the people that believes that the prices of all of the botanicals should go way up.
Oh,
Not
really?
to the suppliers,